Have you ever noticed how some people will do absolutely anything to avoid a phone call? They'll type paragraphs, wait hours for a reply, craft the perfect message, all to dodge a 2-minute conversation. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. And no, it's not laziness, it's psychology. Today, we're diving into the minds of people who prefer texting over calling. What drives this behavior? What does it reveal about personality, anxiety, and the way we process the world? Let's decode it. First, it's about control. When you text, you control everything. The timing, the words, the emotional tone. You can edit, rethink, delete, and start over. You're the director of your own script. Phone calls, they're live performances, no takebacks, no pauses to gather your thoughts, just raw, unfiltered conversation happening in real time. For people who prefer texting, this lack of control feels uncomfortable, maybe even threatening. It's not that they can't handle spontaneity, it's that they value precision. They want to say exactly what they mean without the pressure of instant responses. Psychologists call this cognitive control preference. Some people think better when they have time. Texting gives them that space. It's not avoidance, it's alignment with how their brain works best. Second, it's deeply tied to social anxiety. Let's be honest, phone calls can feel invasive. They demand immediate attention, immediate energy, immediate emotion. For someone with even mild social anxiety, that's exhausting. Texting removes the performance pressure. You don't have to worry about awkward silences, or whether you sound confident, or if your voice is shaking. You can be yourself without the fear of being judged in real time. Research shows that people with higher social anxiety scores overwhelmingly prefer text-based communication. It's not because they're antisocial, it's because texting feels safer. It creates a buffer between them and the emotional intensity of human interaction. And here's the thing, that's okay. Preferring texting doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're protecting your mental energy in a world that constantly demands it. Third, it's about introversion and overstimulation. Introverts don't hate people. They just process social interaction differently. Phone calls are loud, not just in volume, but in sensory input. You're managing tone, pace, emotion, background noise, timing, and content all at once. For introverts, that's a lot. Texting, on the other hand, is quiet, controlled, low stimulation. You can respond when you are ready. You can think before you speak. You don't have to perform energy you don't have. It's not rudeness, it's self-regulation. Studies in personality psychology show that introverts prefer asynchronous communication because it aligns with their need for reflection and internal processing. Texting isn't a shortcut. For them, it's the more thoughtful option. Fourth, it's a form of emotional protection. Here's something most people don't talk about. Texting creates distance, and sometimes distance is necessary. When you're going through something heavy, a phone call can feel too intimate, too vulnerable. Hearing someone's voice or letting them hear yours can crack open emotions you're not ready to share. Texting lets you stay connected without being exposed. You can check in, you can care, but you can also protect yourself. This is especially common in people who've experienced trauma, rejection, or emotional overwhelm. Texting becomes a boundary, a way to engage without losing control of their emotional state. It's not coldness, it's survival. It's knowing your limits and honoring them. Fifth, it's about efficiency and modern communication styles. Let's talk practicality. Texting is fast, it's clear, it's documented. You don't have to remember what was said because it's right there in writing. For people who value efficiency, phone calls can feel inefficient. Small talk, rambling, repeating yourself, waiting for someone to get to the point. Texting cuts through that. You say what you need. They respond, done. This preference is especially strong in younger generations who grew up texting. For them, it's not a replacement for real connection, it is real connection. It's their native language. And research backs this up. Studies show that digital natives process written communication faster and more comfortably than verbal. It's not a deficit, it's an adaptation. Sixth, it reveals a deeper need for autonomy. Phone calls interrupt. They demand your attention right now, whether you're ready or not. But texting respects boundaries. You can reply when it works for you. You're not held hostage by someone else's schedule or emotional state. For people who value independence and personal space, this autonomy is everything. It's not about being distant. It's about maintaining control over their own time and energy. Psychologically, this ties to locus of control, the belief that you have power over your own life. People who prefer texting often score higher in internal locus of control. They want to choose when and how they engage, and texting gives them that choice. So what does all of this mean? If you prefer texting over calling, you're not weird, you're not cold, you're not antisocial. You're someone who values control, thoughtfulness, and emotional safety. You process the world in a way that needs space, not speed. And that's not a flaw, that's self-awareness. But here's the deeper truth. The way you communicate says something about how you protect yourself, how you manage energy, how you navigate a world that often feels too loud, too fast, too demanding, and understanding that about yourself, that's powerful. Because once you know why you do what you do, you stop apologizing for it. You stop feeling guilty. You start honoring your needs instead of forcing yourself into someone else's communication style. Here's your takeaway. Texting isn't avoidance, it's a choice, a boundary, a form of self-care. And if the people in your life don't understand that, maybe it's time to explain it, not to justify yourself, but to help them see you more clearly. Because you deserve to be understood, not judged. So the next time someone asks, why don't you just call? You'll know exactly why, and that's enough. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Share this with someone who gets it. And let's keep decoding the psychology of being human together.